You're so irreplaceable, and everybody knows I want you, but I've always been so invisible to you. But I'm just waiting on you to pull back the curtains, and I've been standing on the sidelines waiting till the time's right to make you mine.
Good morning, London. We're here at the Westminster Abbey, Westminster Palace, or also known as Parliament. We're going to do a little bit of history and then just to see some of the historic sites. So come join us. Okay, so babe, first things first. So this is the House of Parliament. That is the Elizabethan Tower. It got recently redone in all gold, right in time for the Jubilee. That one over there is the Victoria Tower. So you know how in the US we have State of the Union addresses from the president? So the sovereign usually enters through that tower whenever it's time to address Parliament, which is usually the beginning of the year. Okay, so, however, this building it's pretty old. It was originally a palace. This corridor here, can't really get close enough, but that corridor over there is part of the original Westminster Palace. Now, there's a lot of famous people that got sent to execution, including a name you might know by William Wallace. Remember who he is?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
My ancestor.
No, what? No. No, that's not true. Okay, hang on. You totally ruined my history bump. Hang on. Okay, so yes, William Wallace, also known as Braveheart, also known as Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to death in that corridor over there. Now the story goes, he was brought here in front of the king, and they're like, "You're charged for treason," and he's like, "I can't be charged for treason if Edward's not my sovereign, hashtag not my king." To whence the whole palace went, "Ooh," and then he was hanged and quartered.
Nice.
Yeah, but you didn't think I'd be able to tie Mel Gibson in this, but I did.
And in fact, actually, you're not.
Okay, we made it to Westminster Abbey. This is the famous abbey that you usually see for any coronations, for the monarchs. Also, a lot of weddings have taken place here. The most recent one, I believe, was Duke of Cambridge. Oh, no, not Duke of Cambridge anymore. Prince of Wales and Duchess of Wales, Princess of Wales. I'm very, very sorry. I don't know the titles. William and Kate, sent to the Americans. You know, I could be wrong about that. If that's incorrect, I'm gonna pop it down here. Who's the last person who got married here? But anyway, this was built roughly around the 11th century. Not 11th. Before then, actually. This was built a long time ago, and what ended up happening was right around the 11th century, William the Conqueror showed up and was like, "Yo, I'm king here," and he totally rode up in his horse, and then the monks who were here were like, "Okay, I guess." And ever since then, all the coronations, or the majority of them, have shown up here. Anyway, there's no videos allowed inside the abbey, so I'll just show you a bunch of pictures right now.
Yeah.
So irreplaceable, and everybody knows I want you, but I've always been so invisible to you. But I'm just waiting on you to pull back the curtains, and I've been standing on the sidelines waiting till the time's right to make you mine. much time living on cloud nine. Am I the only one who dreamed this up? And I've been standing on the sidelines, waiting till the time's right to make you mine. 'Cause ever since the first time you opened up my world, I just can't seem to close my eyes and sleep. I'm locked inside this daydream, don't need any saving. But I need you to wake me up. I fall asleep, I'm dreaming that you think of me. But if you're just too cool, I won't be your fool. And when I fall asleep, I'm dreaming that you think of me. But if you're just too cool, I won't be your fool, no.
So we just finished walking around St. James's Park. You can see some of the footage I had earlier. And now we are headed to the Friar. This is the mall that we're standing on right now. Very similar to like the mall you would think of in DC. It has important buildings such as Clarence House, somewhere that way. But also at the end is Buckingham Palace on the, oh god, geography, west side, and then head towards the east. At the end of it is Westminster Ministry of Defense area. But let's go to the Friar area. Okay, I think the change in the guard is happening right now. So
I think you're good right here.
back up a little bit. So we're in front of St. James. We're in front of St. James's Palace. And they're heading towards Buckingham Palace. So this is St. James's Palace. This is actually the friar they have in the back end. This is, I keep calling friar, friary courts. This is where changing the guard happens a couple times throughout the week. It's almost every day during the summer, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, I think. In the winter, I'm not 100% sure. Please look up on the website what the actual schedule is. But here, most recently, we saw someone announce Queen Elizabeth's death, and they always announce who the new monarch is here. So, like, if you see where that overhang is, they go out there and then they say, you know, the Queen is dead, long live the King. I think that was the last time they said anything like that.
Then, like,
here.
White smoke billows from the...
No. But yeah, usually they assemble, the guards assemble here. And then, yeah, that's, so, and also this palace used to be the home of previous monarchs before Buckingham Palace existed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we are in front of this big crowd, but let's just get possibly a better view over here. This white building in the corner right there, that is Clarence House. Usually the heir apparent starts living there. Like, for example, for years, then Prince Charles lived in that building. But now he's King Charles, so he moved across the street.
Wow.
Which is where we'll head to next. until Queen Elizabeth superseded her a few years ago, actually, before her death. So I'm pretty sure that's all gold because we're in front of Buckingham Palace, and this is the current resident of the current monarch, King Charles. And as you can see, based on the flag's position, he is in-house today. This thing cost $90, and I'm not going in today, but that's not the point. The point is, just so you know, when the flag is up, that means they're in-house. When the flag is lowered, that means they're out. Okay, we're in front of Covent Garden out here in London, and if you've heard of baking on YouTube, you've probably heard of Cupcake Gemma. And so even though she is famous for her cupcakes, the cookies that we got were those New York style cookies, and you're already digging in. Those are the Buenos. How are they? Okay, hang on.
They're Buenos.
Split that open. Let's see. Oh my god. Are you sure those are the Buenos, or is that the Biscoff? I think.
They taste like Buenos.
Okay, so they're probably the Buenos ones. Anyway, yeah, they're those big cookies that originally came from Levan, but she just made her own twist to it. Or her crew made her own twist to it, and it looks flippin' amazing.
It's Bueno. Yum, yum.
This is the Biscoff version. So we're gonna pop this open. So good.
Oh my gosh.
So this is supposed to be, I don't know if you can see chunks of like Biscoff in the center, and then some chocolate chips. So it looks like both white chocolate and regular milk chocolate. If you guys don't know, in America, Biscoff is known as cookie butter. So, imagine cookie butter and chocolate on chocolate.
It's good.
Bae was like, I want to go to Harry Potter when we go to London. I was like, cool, I want to go to Crumbs and Doilies. Oh my god, so happy.
Eat it later.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we're here at Seven Dials. It's a food hall out here in Covent Garden, but we're here for the cheese bar and whatever else they have to offer. Nope, that's 24. 24. Okay. Alright, let's start with the day 3 wrap up. So, we went to first Westminster Abbey, and with Westminster Abbey, I booked online reservations. Actually, about 2 or 3 days prior. to leaving London, and I was able to find reservations just fine. I would recommend though, if it is going to be a busy time of year that you're traveling, like summer or you know, during the Christmas week, maybe you might need to start looking a little bit more than just 2 days. Anyway, at the time it cost me £27 per adult, and the Abbey opens at 9. It actually closes like at 4, so I would say bump this to like the earlier part of your day if you're planning to have this on your itinerary. Now, in terms of what to see there, you saw in the pictures earlier, there was essentially a lot of commemorative plaques and burial sites. Essentially, there's over like 300 people buried there. If that is not your jam, yeah, you could probably skip this. But I did want to go there specifically for one reason, and that was to see Sir Isaac Newton's tomb or memorial site. Just because I really liked the Da Vinci Code movie, and that was about. So anyway, after that, we were walking nearby Parliament, or the Big Ben, Westminster Palace. With the Parliament building, you could technically go in there. It's just that there might be limited sites available, because if Parliament is in session, just so you know, just be mindful of that. You can go in there. It is, again, like a time entry. There is a cost to it. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I will try to put a link to where to find that information in the description box below. And also, when we walked from Westminster Abbey to Buckingham Palace, we cut through St. James's Park, and the walk total was maybe about, if I didn't stop or anything, it'd probably be about 15 minutes or so. It is a totally walkable situation. Now with Buckingham Palace, keep in mind that the rates are different depending on the season. Because it's winter time and King Charles is here, that means that the price went up. So it would have cost me roughly £90 to get in. However, during the summer, when he's over at Balmoral Castle, or, you know, basically out on his summer vacation, then usually the rates are lower. For reasonings, I don't know. Maybe they need to pay more for security reasons. I don't know, but keep that in mind. If you plan to come in during the summer, you'll most likely be paying almost half the cost of what it costs for the winter to come visit. And then lastly, for today, we went to Seven Dials Market. We went to the Pick and Cheese conveyor belt. I was about to call it sushi. The Pick and Cheese conveyor belt cheese. So I also booked this online, and you couldn't really see from the footage, but the whole entire line was crowded. Either people were waiting for an open table, or there was like already reservations made. Again, I made reservations about a month ago, so we already had 2 stools reserved for us. Now, when you make your reservation, get ready to pay £10 per person. However, they do take that money and put it into the bill. So whatever the remainder of your charge is, you just pay that. Now, the way that the Pick and Cheese works is that it's based on, just like standard sushi conveyor belt, if you've ever been to one, certain plates cost more than another. It could cost anywhere between £4 to, I want to say £7 per plate. So honestly, if a person eats at least from 2 plates, then you could potentially pay $10 or more already. Now, the thing is, with the Pick and Cheese, that could either be a light dinner situation, it could either be a appetizer situation. For us, it was just enough for dinner. They do serve like grilled cheese in case you want it, but I didn't feel like it at the time. But they also have other stuff in the market. There was There were bars, there were Mexican food, Filipino food. I can't remember all the ethnicities off the top of my head. I think there was some Indian food there too. But the other one I wanted to pick was this place called Wheel Cake. Wheel Cake, there you go, Wheel Cake Island. So Wheel Cake Island is a Taiwanese invention. So it's basically this little cake, and it looks like a pancake essentially. And inside is different flavors. Now the standards are usually azuki bean, which is essentially red bean. If you ever seen it in other Asian flavors, vanilla custard, chocolate and vanilla, and matcha. Sometimes they have other seasonal things like Biscoff, but this is what it looks like. And you can tell what it is because they actually stamp the ingredient inside on the top of the cake. And on the bag here, it actually shows what the icons mean. So we're gonna open this up and eat this right now because I didn't have dessert and I want it now. Okay, so there is the azuki. It kind of threw me off because I've always seen it as azuki and not A-D-Z-U-K-I, but whatever. I hope it's probably going to taste the same. It's usually like red bean, but slightly sweet, not super sweet like sugar custard or anything like that. So if you've ever had azuki dessert, any red bean dessert, anything like that, it tastes identical. And the pancake, it's really fluffy. This is cold now, so when they served this to me, it was hot. But and she actually warned me. She's like, the person who was flipping the pancakes, when she served this to me, she's like, be careful, it's very hot. So I think it would honestly have, it still tastes good, but I honestly probably would have been better if it was actually super hot. But this is really good. I like this. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gents, that's day 3. So I'm going to end the video here. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see you next time. Bye.